So if you watch a lot of chess on YouTube, then it's very possible you've come across the channel Coffee Chess. And earlier this year, I flew to LA and I played a lot of over the board blitz games with the people at Coffee Chess. Now, the first game that you're going to see in this video was the very first game I played against the owner of the cafe where all the Coffee Chess people meet. And needless to say, it was a really crazy and just messy game. And by the end of the game, things just got super chaotic. So I hope you enjoy the video. I'll probably end up doing some voiceover commentary throughout just to explain my thoughts and some of the strategies going through my mind. And also stay tuned for more videos from my experience at Coffee Chess. They've been posting a lot on their channel. Links will be below, but you can expect a lot more on this channel as well. So hope you enjoy and stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Don. Eric. Eric, nice to meet you.
Don owns and runs the place, so
very
he always
cool.
gets like the first
that's
shot,
awesome.
you know?
Yeah, I hope the latte okay. Nice.
All right, so this is my first game in Coffee Chess against Don, the owner of the cafe. And as we're starting, we realize I should be having 2 minutes to 5 minutes. So we fix the clock. And he begins with the bird's opening, which is not the most common. And I respond with the Fromm's Gambit, but a more rare variation of the Fromm's Gambit. I sacrifice 2 pawns, and after takes on c7, I'm threatening to trap his queen with bishop takes c2 here. So he correctly plays d3, and I develop my bishop. So I have an early lead in development, have 2 bishops and my queen out, but after his last move, pawn e4, it's white who's striking first in the center. And here I really wanted to sack a bishop. I was calculating bishop takes h2 or bishop g3 check, but I couldn't really make anything work. So after a bit of hesitation, I do decide to retreat, and he develops. Now, I want to say that going into this game, I had no idea what the level of my opponent was. But as we played the opening phase, I realized that I'm playing a stronger player than I initially imagined. Like, he's playing really well so far, just taking the free material and playing very solidly. Now, my last move, bishop c5, is an attempt to prevent white from castling kingside, but he responds with a very strong move, knight d5, establishing an outpost in the center, attacking my queen, and I was not feeling good here, already falling below a minute. And here I realized that this knight has to go, and I decide to sacrifice my rook for the knight and go for this idea knight b4. Now I'm attacking the pawn on d5, but I'm also threatening to take the pawn on c2, setting up some very nasty bishop f2 tactics to win some material back. But here he finds a move to defend against all of my threats. I think I realized it's coming, this move pawn to c4. And after knight to f6, I'm trying to find some compensation. But then he plays pawn a3, and my knight is just looking very dumb on the b4 square. I didn't want to retreat to a6, so I sacrifice the knight. Knight takes d5. I do get a couple pawns for it, but so far this game, I've sacrificed a couple pawns, a rook for knight, and now the knight for a couple pawns. So once we got to this position, I'm down a full rook, and not to mention, I have 34 seconds left to try and not lose the game. So things are already looking very grim for me, but I keep going. Still trying to play quickly. My goal is to try and exploit his king in the center. And here he was very close to queenside castling, which would have allowed me to play rook c8 to pin his queen to the king on the c-file. But he took it back and plays a much better response. And now my rook has a harder time entering the game. So at this point, I'm in survival mode, just trying to play quickly and keep the game going. But I have 26 seconds. He has still over 3 minutes. Now I'm clearly eyeing this e3 square here, and he allows me to play knight e3, forking his queen and his rook. But as we're going to see, I don't really want to give up my knight and I decide not to take his rook, but I'm just trying to get my rook involved in the game. King d7 looks like a bad spot for my king, but now my plan is to play king e8 and at least enjoy the half-open d-file for my rook. Now he plays rook e1, I play f5. My goal is to reinforce my knight. I get the pawn to f4, so now the knight is actually a very strong outpost on e3 square. And I'm still trying to play quickly. Pawn to g5. Ideas of pawn to g4 to harass the bishop on f3. Now, of course, at this point, white's completely just crushing me. He ends up sacking his rook for the knight, and it simplifies the position a bit. White is still up a full bishop, going after my weak e3 pawn. And he plays queen d5, so my king is still a target in the center. I'm down to now under 16 seconds, but things are simplifying, and my king is somehow surviving, and he had just given back material. So if we count material now, it's actually completely equal. We both have a queen, rook, bishop, and 4 pawns. But it's my king who is in a small predicament, had to walk up to the b6 square. But I'm trying to get counterplay against his king, queen g6, and queen f6. So when in doubt, give a check. He's still playing very quickly, and I play the move a6 to give maybe some potential hiding place for my king, who's breathing a lot of air on the b6 square. And he's still playing pretty quickly, and I have now just below 12 seconds left, but he's also getting low on time. So this is where things are about to get really, really insane. And I think now I'll just stop talking. Maybe we'll play some dramatic music, and you'll see the insane finish to this game.
I made an illegal move somewhere, right?
No. He cooperated with the enemy.
There was at least one illegal move.
Yeah.
Hold on, sir.